In my white subdivision and picket fence house, Disney's Happily Ever After movies consumed my thoughts. I was a typical American child, believing that I was indestructible and there wasn't a life outside that picket fence. But as I grew older, I was in for a rude awakening Disney movies never prepared me for. The date was December 16th, 2009. My childhood friend died texting while driving at just 18. Caleb Sorhan had his life ahead of him, as I do now. It's despairing knowing that I had that chance to live out my dreams while his were taken from him in seconds. From Caleb's death came a new law prohibiting texting while driving, to potentially save the life of other young dreamers. The air conditioning is on full blast. Lil Wayne is blaring through the radio. A sip of iced tea is appreciated as the sun beats down. It's known as the perfect summer's day. As the red light approaches, the cars slow. Nights of late talks, family dinners, and dates are waiting, but time is running out. The possibility of being late is becoming reality. A quick text to mom to let her know the plan is tempting. The light turns green. Time to put the pedal to the metal. The phone beeps and mom replies. Is it a chance worth taking to see what the reply is? Many don't even have a chance to look back as the metal screeches into metal and bodies break. Never before have we had so many different ways to stay informed of what's happening in our world. From smartphones, iPads, to face chat, the possibilities are endless. A simple click of the mouse puts us in a room with our sister in England, and one scroll of the finger tells us what the weather's like in Ecuador. However, the vast majority of people use technology to keep up with what matters to them. Friends, family, and business. There's no easier or more convenient way to contact them but through a text message. In December of 2008, more than 110.4 billion text messages were sent in the United States. That's more than 10 times the amount sent 3 years before. Since 2008, the number of texts sent has only increased. Texting has grown from a fad to a modern-day phenomenon and obsession. Instead of calling and having an actual conversation with others, many find texting to be more convenient and to their liking because they find it simpler and less time-consuming. A 30-minute phone call can be reduced to 10 seconds. That potentially awkward conversation you're trying to avoid can be skirted via texting. There's no doubt that texting can help us keep in contact with our loved ones and make job tasks easier for us. But is it worth dying for? He touched a lot of people. Maybe we can help save some parents from going through this, Jonathan Sorhan said of his son. Caleb didn't make it home to see his family for Christmas break. Instead, his family rushed to the hospital in a frantic effort to see their son. But according to the Morgan County Citizen, he had sent and received 6 text messages in a 7-minute period prior to the collision, the last at 3:26 p.m. His phone was found on his lap. Caleb was pronounced dead at the scene. Sadly, stories like this happen all of the time, and it's no wonder why. The ideal conditions for deathly accidents on the road are when the driver is inattentive and has his or her eyes off the road for an average of 2 to 2.5 seconds. Even glancing at a billboard for too long can be dangerous. But the average driver who sends or reads text looks at their phone screen for nearly double that. 4.6 seconds is the exact number. The National Safety Council states that texting and driving is more deadly than drinking and driving or being on drugs while driving. A student at the University of Georgia adds, texting and driving is like chewing your nails. It's a bad habit. Until I'm personally affected by this phenomenon, I won't stop. While drivers, especially teenagers, may think they're invincible, texting while driving is a dangerous gamble that can ultimately result in death. Caleb's story isn't over. In fact, there will be a piece of Caleb that will remain in all of us, as Georgia has passed a new texting and driving law. According to the Georgia driving laws, this law is called the Caleb Sorhan Act, after a young Georgia man who died in a car crash while texting. The law prohibits drivers from using a cell phone, text messaging device, personal digital assistant, computer, or similar wireless device to write, send, or read text data while driving. The ban applies to text messages, instant messages, email, and internet data. Caleb did not have any previous history of car accidents prior to his fatal crash caused by texting while driving. It only took one time, one mistake, and one misjudgment to rip his life away. Take a minute to look at your text message inbox. What does the last text message you received say? If it's anything like mine, chances are it's nothing worth dying for. Texting while driving is nothing to LOL about. If your life and the lives of others around you hold any meaning, then think twice before you text and drive. The dangers are clear: car accidents, bodily injury, and death. As the saying goes, honk if you love Jesus, text while driving if you'd like to meet him.